That's brilliant. Come and join us, Vishy.
Okay, I'll
Yeah, sorry, we were looking at exciting things elsewhere. And
are you alone, or?
Yeah. Well, we haven't.
Ah, he's there. Okay.
We haven't seen a lot of Magnus.
Let's see if he comes
days.
later.
So
if you sit here, that's easy.
Come and snuggle up, Vishy. So a draw with the Weltmeister, the world champion. Looked as if you were a bit better at some point, Vishy. Is
yes,
that right?
That was my impression as well. But Magnus himself said afterwards that Black has a surprising amount of counterplay. So I think we both felt White was better, but it was harder to prove than anything else.
Yeah. So where did you think you were?
Well,
on top.
There are some critical decisions, but I don't really see how I could make progress without this.
Yeah.
And I think this is also useful because it takes away the F4 square from him permanently. Yeah. So we got a fairly. Maybe I rushed it with Rook A6. Maybe I should do this with much more subtlety. Queen B3 first, or D4 first, or something. No, I can't play D4 first. Maybe Queen B1.
Yeah.
Well, Queen B1 looks artificial. So let's say Queen B3. The threat is D4, but anyway, Black is very solid. So
yeah.
I felt that this couldn't be the problem.
Yes.
And here it was annoying because my first idea was to just play. I mean, when he played all this, I was quite surprised because I thought E5 and that knight is getting into trouble. But of course, exactly now that knight is released. And the thing is, he's always swapping a pair of knights. He's playing H5 or knight G5 or knight F5, knight H4. And even if I win a pawn somewhere, it's not enough. So I did this, and he gave the pawn right away. I went Rook C6. He said he wanted to do this. But this actually is a trap. I go Rook F1, he goes knight takes E4, and I have knight D2.
Aha.
So, but once, I mean, he did this. I mean, maybe the computer will show me some accurate way, but I couldn't see how to get something after this. Because he has too much, counterplay.
Yeah.
And this queen is lodged quite badly on G3. I don't know where to go or how to do this exactly. I didn't really see a way.
Yeah, no, I must admit that we haven't given your game the maximum attention. Normally we would, of course, Vishy, but I just had a brief look earlier, and it didn't seem to indicate you were missing very much. Certainly not at this point, because Black seems to be very active.
Yeah, and so in the end, the only thing I could hope for was Rook A4.
What's wrong with Rook A4?
Well, wrong is maybe a strong word, but I wanted to do this. Rook takes B4 and Rook C6, and I thought this can be unpleasant for him. I mean, at the least I will win a pawn. I don't know if it's much, but it's something.
And if Rook B2 there?
First of all, there's King H2 and Rook G1.
But you go Rook F1 instead, is that right?
Well, I wasn't sure about the ending. B4, Rook D6,
B3.
B3. I have to come right back, and then something like E5. And I don't. And if he plays G5, my king doesn't even have a way out actually.
Right.
And if he plays Rook B1, B3, I can never. Rook B1, B2.
Yes.
I can never approach.
Right.
So it might just be a kind of fortress.
Okay.
But he has to do it like this. If I can. Okay. But I thought that, and anyway, Rook F1, I don't know if I have much more than King H2 anyway.
You're right, okay.
And there might be Rook F1, Rook A, but I wanted to play King H2. So Rook F2, I go Rook G1. And if Rook D8, then Rook A1.
Okay.
And then a Rook A7, maybe a Rook C7 somewhere. Maybe I'm grasping at straws, but it could be something.
Yeah.
But Rook A3, the problem is now any Queen G4, it's always met by Rook E3.
Yes.
And I think I don't have anything really here, so we repeated it 3 times.
Yeah. Okay, and how are your feelings overall on the tournament? Slightly disappointed?
Yes, I mean obviously one doesn't dream of -1.
Yeah.
But well, it was a really bad start. So under the circumstances in this kind of tournament, I think this is a reasonable recovery.
Yeah.
+1 in the last 5 games.
Yes.
It's fine, but I shouldn't keep starting with -2.
Indeed. So, are you also off to?
I'm off to
Paris.
No, I'm off to Leuven.
Leuven. I'll see you there.
Ah, you're coming there. Good.
Yeah. So great. Look forward to that. Thanks for your views on today's game. I just one general question because Vladimir Kramnik made an interesting comment. I don't know whether he was just being bitchy or not, but he said that Magnus. He thought Magnus should vary his openings or improve his openings a bit. Do you think he's becoming a bit predictable with going E5 on such a regular basis, or you think it's a reasonable choice what he's doing?
It's an interesting observation. I'll have to give it more thought. The point is, there are no superficial explanations. If it is, it has to be quite deep. You have to see why he's playing the same opening for a while.
Yeah. I mean, obviously he's done a lot of work on these.
That's the obvious thing. I mean, he must be quite confident in E4, E5, but he struggled nonetheless. I don't know. It's an interesting observation.
So could be
that
something.
He might just be his style might be changing.
Yes.
He's shedding his skin or something. I don't know. But I'll have to think a bit more about that.
Yeah.
I mean, superficially it seems right. He's sticking to stuff more than he used to.
Yeah.
But within that, but Magnus' ability was always that it didn't matter what he did.
Yeah.
Because he could conjure up some in-game magic anyway.
Yes.
So under the circumstances, I don't see that approach is blocked.
Yeah. So. But that hasn't happened here. Anyway, Vishy, thanks for the comments and congratulations on a recovery after a difficult start, as you mentioned, and all the best.
Thanks.
Take a short break.